How do you respond when a lady who was formerly known as Mrs. Blacklove drags her own guy in front of millions of people on Instagram Live and then has the audacity to joke about it? You thought the Remy Ma Papoose Claressa triangle was ended, but you were mistaken. Hours after Remy made a sly comment about Papoose's performance, Claressa's shield broke by, which we mean that she swung first and initiated the conversation. Clarissa's unexpected appearance to Remy's set, without any security or cosmetics, sent a message that you don't deserve a man like him and the whole thing, according to witnesses. Since it was caught on tape, we can now raise the important questions. Is Claressa finally asserting her ownership of the item? Is Remy's reputation and career in decline? And most all, did Papoose just see two queens vie for his affections? Here at Gossip Spill Vibe, the truth is accompanied by heels, lashes, and a left hook. Let's stop this disaster and go back in time. Because this narrative didn't start with a security guard yelling, "Cut the live!" Instead, it has been building for months and is finally blowing out. Remy Ma, a Bronx rap queen and royal's wife, took the stage first. She was reportedly still married to Papoose. It's the same Papoose who kept her down through a dozen bet ciphers and prison scandals. On Instagram Live, Remy thanked him by clowning him. But take note, this wasn't your normal shade. It wasn't that. He forgot about my birthday drama or left the toilet seat up. Rather, it was a well-planned, cunning operation. Some men think loyalty is enough. Remy stated, looking straight into the camera while seated in her glam chair with her team around her. And her lashes applied that the comment section went crazy after her stylist choked on her drink. And Papoose, let's say that Silence Had a Face was featured on his subsequent Instagram story. However, that wasn't even the punchline, because when one fan asked her directly, "Are you talking about Papoose?" Remy smirked, held her fingers up just an inch apart, and whispered, "If you know, you know." The room went silent and fans began remixing the video and magnifying it as if it were an FBI investigation. GWAT Olympic gold medalist Claressa Shields, who has recently been Papoose's biggest supporter, some could even say more than a supporter, found the probe amusing. Let's look at why this live was so powerful before we witness Claressa's dramatic arrival into the narrative. Remy Ma made Papoose look bad. See? Their relationship was predicated on the notion of a man waiting for his lady to get out of jail, supporting her through thick and thin, and riding for her career until the labels ceased referring to it as loyalty. She was more often seen with Easy the Block Captain than her husband. And Remy's attendance at family events became erratic. Papoose was promoting their daughter on Father's Day and throwing birthday celebrations for her, while Remy was showing up in studios with 50 Cent like suspicious tweets and posting mysterious stories. After that, there were reports that Papoose was romantically involved with a female boxer. It was first dismissed as being similar to teaming Serena Williams with a chess player. But when reporters saw them holding hands outside a juice bar in Brooklyn, things became serious very fast, and Claressa didn't dispute it. When Claressa Shields saw the video, she reportedly stopped sparring in the middle of the move, removed her gloves, and said she wants to play dirty. Bet. Within 6 hours, Claressa had scheduled a flight to New York City. But Remy pretended nothing had happened until this live, because her small comment was not only disrespectful, but also a calculated humiliation. Remy, a lady who knows the power of words, decided to reveal his flaws to millions of people. What's even more shocking is that she really showed up at a set where Remy was taping a podcast interview, rather than merely calling, tweeting, or appearing live. She had a hoodie, hands prepared for more than boxing, and no entourage. The following is what you'll see splash throughout all of the dubious blogs and gossip pages over the next 48 hours because my audio was so hot. Let's first discuss why Claressa would jeopardize her public image, sponsorships, and reputation before we get into the full-on altercation. For months, many close to her have been speculating that she and Papoose are more than just friends. They have been dining quietly, and creating a 3 a.m. telephone conversations. Paprisa was the new power couple, and the internet was already talking about it. Now, it appears that Claressa is prepared to battle for her man outside of the ring as well. It was when she walked into the podcast studio that things came to a head after she heard that disrespect live. I offered emotional support while Remy was out doing whatever he was doing with club promoters and fight rappers. She recognized something in him that Remy had forgotten. One anonymous source told us that she won't let Papoose to go with her since she thinks Remy lost the plot. Stared Remy Ma in the eye and said, "You don't deserve a man like him." The producer then yelled, "Are we live?" Remy sprang to her feet as like she was going to fight, but Claressa didn't protest, instead approaching and spoke in a low, menacing manner. The commotion began as soon as security tried to step in and say you broke him and now you clown him. Nah, that's not love. That's ego, and I'm not letting you humiliate him one more time. Claressa then leaned in and added, "You parade around like loyalty is a leash. Do you ever ask yourself what he did?" The smirk disappeared, and the sarcasm was replaced with something colder and more calculating, according to a leaked video. From a crew member, the cameras had already recorded what transpired when the producers froze and one microphone technician rushed for the kill switch. But it was too late. It wasn't only about Papoose, let's be clear. It was about pride, reputation, and decades of power from two uncompromising women. Necessities with all the Bronx heat, Remy retaliated. "Don't lecture me about love. You're not a wife material rebound." With a nasty right hook. Security made an effort to defuse the situation. But let's just say that no one jumps in without risk compensation. When one of the best boxers in the world squares off against a rapper who served time, as if it were game time, Claressa pushed her ponytail back and Remy grabbed her purse as if it were loaded. Within 30 minutes, the internet and the electric explosive, oh baby, exploded. A Twitter page received the video leak from an unidentified Following that, YouTube replies, Instagram breakdowns, and TikTok edits flooded the timeline. Let's see what exactly enraged Claressa. One of the most popular tweets said, "Remy really said he's loyal but short, and Claressa showed up like a final boss. This isn't a love triangle. It's a celebrity deathmatch, Bronx edition." Another went viral after Remy humiliated Pap live, at which point Claressa flew across the country to defend him, despite Fat Joe's cryptic tweet that respect isn't something you borrow, something you return. Mutuals have reportedly told Claressa that Remy has been making fun of Papoose behind closed doors for months, with jokes like "Pap out here writing poetry while I'm running the game. He's the type to cry when Uber's late." Pretty sure, but when you've been holding your man down building something new and seeing him get publicly clowned by his own wife, it hits differently. However, this was not the only small package comment on live. According to one of our sources, a hairstylist, she heard Claressa ranting backstage during a photo session in Miami. Thankfully, the studio confrontation did not turn into a physical altercation, but that flight to New York City was an emotional journey. When Claressa left, the cameras were still filming, but she said one more thing that sent the blogosphere into a tailspin. According to a close friend of Claressa who asked to remain anonymous, Claressa saw the live through her protein shake and said no, she's not doing this to him again. Claressa wasn't just angry, she was offended, believing that Remy was disparaging everything Pap had Donato stay faithful, and as a result, making fun of her for taking charge and raising his child. Putting aside the fact that I won't ask twice, can you guess who posted that clip first? Tasha K. Yes, within hours, Tasha had the exclusive watermarked and everything. The video went viral and fans were split. Some were fervently in favor of Remy and Claressa, acting as though Papoose was a prize girl and you were overdoing it, while others were all for Claressa, who traveled across the nation to defend the man Remy loved and forgot what she had. Lastly, there were conspiracy theorists who claimed that Remy had planned the whole thing, test Clarissa's loyalty, and force Papoose back into her arms by inciting jealousy. Which may be crazy, but this is the internet, and Remy has pulled some crazy stunts in the past, like when she staged that pregnancy promo in 2022 to promote her mixtape. And fans still haven't forgiven her. But let's not pretend that Clarissa's hands are flawless. Last week, paparazzi caught her leaving a fancy steakhouse with an enigmatic music executive who was known to have dated Remy years ago. The blogs were quiet at the time, but now it's fuel for the fire. Some fans believe that Claressa is using this drama to get more attention before her upcoming fight with a boxing analyst. Even stated, "This is not merely a love story. It is brand building." Claressa is aware that controversy sells more these days than gold medals. And Papoose has been extremely silent, posting only a black screen with a single line on his Instagram story as opposed to tweets, interviews, or shade. You people still play games with actual hearts that have no names, tags, or explanations. Just Helvetica heartbreak. Things took a turn for the worse at that point, according to an insider who says Papoose was admitted to a private hospital later that night after what his staff described as an incredibly stressful event. As you have read, the same individual who held doctors reportedly advised him to take a complete social media detox and avoid all emotionally triggering content after he broke up with a whole household that readily believed every rumor about Remy and 50, including DJ Envy. Despite the fact that neither woman has publicly addressed the incident, Claressa liked a tweet that said, "Real love shows up loud in person, not in poems." In contrast, Remy liked a meme that featured her changing her wig and read, "Remember that you're the winner even if he isn't." Yes, this isn't over. And just when fans thought it couldn't get any worse, another leak appeared. A blurry, low-quality video of Papoose in a hospital gown, looking weak, with Claressa by his side, holding his hand. Some say this is a staged PR stunt, while others say it's real pain. In any case, this love triangle has become a site of emotional destruction. And as the internet tried to process the image of Papoose in a hospital gown with Claressa clutching his hand like a lifeline, Remy Ma was nowhere to be found, didn't say anything. It didn't appear to care. The silence was perceived by fans of this triangle as a reaction. But for them, it was actually a buildup of pressure that culminated late that night when an anonymous burner account shared what they claimed to be a leaked voicemail from Remy to a close friend. The audio quality was grainy, but the voice was unmistakably angry, and I thought he would fight back rather than disappear. That one clip went viral online. People took it as a confession, while others heard manipulation. But most people agreed that it wasn't regret, but rather that the woman who had once been heralded as Black love royalty was now the antagonist. In her own, one media insider said, "When the story is this hot, nobody wants to take a side and get burned." According to behind-the-scenes sources, Remy's team was in a hurry, and her PR representative allegedly contacted 3 major blogs offering exclusive interviews, all of which were turned down because none of them wanted to be caught in the crossfire. Between Claressa and Remy, she was getting invitations to every major podcast panel and women's empowerment event in the country, and brands were scurrying up to offer Claressa offers. And her fight commercial doubled in views overnight, even among those who had never watched boxing before. You want to fight over a man who cried when I missed his call? Remy was known not only as a fighter, but also as the woman who defended a broken man when no one else would. However, just when it seemed Claressa had taken over the narrative, Remy exploded with an Instagram story that featured a single sentence in bold white font on a black screen. "You want to fight over a man who cried when I missed his call?" Within minutes, Twitter threads were ablaze. Was Remy trying to portray Papoose as emotionally weak? Or was she snapping because she had finally felt the anguish of rejection? Either way, the damage was done. My dad deserves better. Some women don't know how to value peace until it's gone, Day Jane Papoose's daughter wrote in a now-deleted post on her private account. Fans instantly made the connection and were rocked for years. Remy and DeJane had a notoriously tense relationship, but this was war, and the family rift was now public. Just when it seemed like the story couldn't get any more complicated, a shocking leak was released that turned everything upside down. The video wasn't compromising, but it did show that on the night of Claressa's altercation, Remy wasn't home. When she was spotted arriving at the hotel at 11:47 p.m., Ezzy followed 6 minutes later. And they stayed in the same suite until 4:13 a.m. Yes, the same rapper who was allegedly involved with her the year before is Easy the Block Captain. Papoose finally broke his silence in a heartbreaking Instagram post, writing, "I loved her loudly, I supported her in silence, but what hurts most is that MQ chaos." Rep refused to comment and instead posted a vague "mind, the business that pays you" meme. With no press tour or follow-up interviews, Claressa simply posted a picture of her boxing gloves with the caption, "Sometimes the real fight isn't in the ring." So where does that leave us? Remy Ma, once the queen of loyalty and tenacity. Within hours, the post received over 300,000 comments, with celebrities like Ashanti Swizz Beatz and even Keshia Cole expressing their support. Claressa also added, "You still loved." With just 3 words, fans have made this a cultural moment, with hashtags like #PapDeservesPeace, #ReMyDownfall, and #ClaressaForTheWin trending in multiple cities. In one tweet summarizing it best, Papoose just wanted love, and Claressa wrote legacy. Claressa Shields, the unofficial hero of this soap opera saga, is dealing with health issues and media storms. And she is accused of cheating in addition to emotionally harming her husband and possibly cheating. Imagine Remy, Papoose, and Claressa together, 3 chairs, 1 stage, unscripted, unfiltered. If that happens, you already know the world will stop. But until then, the internet is left with this final image: a man broken by betrayal, a woman weaponized by love, and a legend humbled by her own pride. According to reports, Papoose may file for divorce, not just privately, but publicly. A televised sit-down is allegedly being negotiated now. The question is, who really won? Remy lost a man, Claressa gained an army, and Papoose is caught between 2 women who say they love him, one through protection, the other through pain. But what we really want to know is, was Remy really out of pocket for exposing Papoose in this way? Or was she just doing what she's always thought, which is that loyalty without desire is just emotional charity? Did Claressa go too far, acting like a bodyguard with a crush? Or was she the only one who dared to check a woman who had been unchecked for too long? It's not just a love story. It's a cultural collision between loyalty and ego, love and legacy. And somewhere in the middle is a hospital bed, a boxing glove, and an Instagram live that shouldn't have happened. If you're tired of seeing real love turned into clickbait, don't scroll past, leave your thoughts in the comments, and hit the like button. If you want more truth, subscribe. What about Papoose? Should he forgive Remy? Should he go ahead and expose everything? The streets are watching, timelines are talking, and the blogs are salivating. This is the gossip spill vibe, and we never stop talking. Enable post alerts, since the next leak could drastically change the situation and provide pandemonium and more uncensored analysis of the drama they don't want you to witness. Witness you in the subsequent dispute.